challenge.blogspot.com. It's that time of the year where I give you an update on my planner setup. I'm using 2 planners this year. I'm going to give you a quick tour of each of my planners. You know I use Franklin Covey. I do have a Filofax. It's a Malden Pocket in purple, and I will probably showcase that at a later time because I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it in terms, I mean, I can use it as a wallet, definitely, but the inserts, I don't know what to do with them. So anyway, I love it as a wallet, but today I'm going to talk about my good old and trusted Franklin Covey Boston. This one is the green one. Unfortunately, on the Franklin Covey website, you can no longer find it in the classic size. They do have it in the compact size, which is the equivalent of a Filofax Personal, in blue and in green. I do have the blue Personal. That was my work planner, but since I am unemployed right now, I am not using it yet. Before we get into the actual content of my planner, and I'm putting right here the time at which this is starting, because you may just want to see the planner and not watch me talk, and I understand that because I like to see planners too. I love planner videos. If you just want to see that, just jump to that number right here and you'll get to that. In the meantime, for those of you who are sticking around, why do I use a paper planner versus, well, 2 paper planners actually, versus the computerized app on the phone? Well, one, I need to write things down. If it's not written down, and I know you can write things down with the PDAs and the smartphones, but it just takes forever. And I'm a graphic and visual person, and I love paper, so I need to be able to flip through things. I need to be able to rearrange things. No, I'm not into decorating. I know a lot of people are into decorating the planner. I'm sorry, ladies. I love you all. Your videos are beautiful. I love to look at your decorations. I don't have the time. I just don't have the time to decorate my planner. I just don't. I tried. I was doodling for a while. I just couldn't stick with it. And it's not like I'm not into scrapbooking, because if you watch this channel, you know I love scrapbooking. I just don't have the time. So my planner is not decorated. But why do I use it? If it's not written down, if it's not planned, if it's not calculated, if it's not projected, it doesn't happen. That's just the way I function. I'm a scattered brain. I don't have OCD or anything like this. I'm the opposite. I forget stuff. I lose stuff. I am very undisciplined. I've struggled my entire life with trying to figure out a way to stick with a routine. The only way I can do that is if it's in front of me, it's written down. I have no excuse for not following it. Now, is it working 100%? Is it foolproof? Absolutely not. I'm still behind everything I planned, but that's my fault because I put too much on my plate. But in this planner, and it's a little different from the one that I showcased last year. If you want to see that video, the link is right here and down below as well. Last year I was using this planner as both my regular day-to-day routine, my blog planner, my finance, my home management. And it got stuffed really, really quick. Now, the way I set it up already, it's already kind of, you know, stuffed. You can see that. I don't think I can put anything else in there, but I have quite a few note paper already inserted. So I think I'm going to be okay with that. But I don't want to carry this all the time with me, nor do I need to carry it with me all the time. So what I did this year that's a little bit different is that everything that was related to my channel for my Great Challenge, I moved it to a Plum Paper Planner. And here it is, my Great Challenge, and I'm going to talk about that in a second to show you how I'm doing this. But the bottom line is, if you're struggling to have your life kind of in order, if you're struggling to remember specific important information, whether it's a doctor's phone number, whether it's a bank account, whether it's a password, you can do that on your phone. But what do you do when you lose your phone? You get the point? I have this stays home, this is in the kitchen or in my bedroom at all time. I constantly refer to it. If I need something, it's in there. It's in there. Everything is in there, my entire life. And the reason why I'm doing this way is because I don't do good with paper. I have paper thrown all over the place. I'm still in the process of redoing my office and reorganizing all of our paperwork, our bills, all of our system. I can't just spend 45 minutes looking for an account number for the gas company. I don't have the time to go and sort through my office to try to figure out what piece of information a particular doctor gave me 2 weeks ago. I write it down, it's all in there in categories, and yeah, so this for me, that's the same thing than a phone app. It does the same thing than a PDA. It does the same thing than any of the electronic versions of planners. The only difference is that because it's written down, I memorize it better. Does it make sense? Sometimes you got to write things down in order for them to stick. Because I'm a scatterbrain. But let's go straight into it. I'm going to give you a tour of my planner and how I work in coordination with my Plum Paper Planner for my blog and my YouTube channel. Alright, so again, this is a Franklin Covey classic size Boston. I purchased it on the Franklin Covey site over a year ago. It's a little bit dirty right now. I need to put some saddle soap on it, but you know, it's been used quite a lot. I can't live without it. Everything I need to know about my day-to-day life or any information regarding the house is in this planner. It stays home most of the time. When I was going to work, it would come to work with me, but not all the time. Alright, so this is not, like I said, this is not available anymore in this size. You can find it as the compact. I love the leather. It's super soft. This is a relatively structured binder, you know, kind of like bendable. And yeah, I'm going to probably use some saddle soap to clean it. This one is 1.25 ring. The reason why I picked this particular binder was not financial reason. It's just that I needed a bigger ring, and the A5 Filofax does not provide rings over 1 inch. So this one at least got 1/4 of an inch extra. Trust me, that means a lot. That's a big difference for me. Anyway, so the way I set up my planner this year, it's a little bit different from last year. Last year I had 2 sections. I had my regular day-to-day section, and then I had a home management section with my blog and all of this. I removed some of those sections this year because I am using for my blog the Plum Paper Planner that I purchased on Etsy, and I'll put the link down below if you are interested in that. So I'm going to go through my Franklin Covey first, and then I'll show you how I plan for my channel, my Great Challenge. It's a beautiful planner. I really like it, but the only thing is that it's spiral bound, so I can't add and remove things as much as I would want to. Anyway, so when you open this planner, I'm only keeping the things that I know I'm going to use. I know there's a lot of people who keep washi tape, who keep decorative items, stickers, things like this. I did that last year thinking that I was going to decorate my planner. I didn't do it. So as far as I'm concerned, this year I wanted to eliminate as much bulk as possible, even though this is kind of like still very bulky. But what do I keep in here? There was 2 pen loops. I removed the one right here, shamelessly destroying my planner. I don't care, it's my planner. I don't plan on selling it because the tabs that I'm using are a little bit too much on an overhang side, and when I had a pen here I wasn't able to, you know, not that I couldn't close it, but the pen was bending one of the tab. I could have reduced the size of the tab, but I didn't care for it. I only need 1 pen anyway, so I'm keeping the pen here on this side, and this is just a regular Inkjoy, you know, kind of like a Coleto pen with multiple color. I like Enjoy. This one is nice. It's just like the big one with different, you know, whatever. But I keep this one in there, but I use other pens as well. There's 2 pockets. There's one here that's I would say about 4 inches deep, and then this one here that's about 6 inch deep. And what I keep on this side is just a bunch of notes that I found actually at TJ Maxx. It was coming in a box, and I had 100 of those little note things. So I pre-punched them, and I use that to insert in between my pages if I need to add some specific notes. So sometimes if my schedule needs to be defined a little bit further than what I have, like if I'm behind or anything like this, then I would use that. I'm going to show you in a minute. So I'm just using these. I'm using the edges here of the pocket to put my little clips and coordinated paper clips, whether it's a binder clip or paper clip. These are the post-it notes for the At a Glance that just came out this year for the 2015 calendar. They actually are alright. I mean, I'm not crazy about them. I wish they had more of a sticky side. Like if they were full sticky, that would be great, but they don't They're just like the regular stickies. It's about a ½ inch worth of glue, and they do tend to curve. You see that a lot. So when you put them in your planner, they don't stay flat, but you know, it is what it is. So I have these, I have little tags here that are from Avery, and I'm using a paper clip right here, if you can see that on the back, to just hold it here. Little mini post-its. And here I found these at Target in the dollar bin. These are just, you know, list paper notes, I guess, with Monday, Tuesday through Sunday. So I use that once in a while as well, if I need to, you know, put a schedule together, just kind of like a quick bullet type format. These, I believe, are Smashbook little sticky notes, and I like them. They're pretty, but quite frankly, I don't think I'm going to use them a lot because they kind of rip when you pull them. Like this one, you can tell right here. Like I took one out and it ripped the paper for the one that's underneath, and they curl as well. So I don't know what's going on with the sticky notes, but I really think they need to rethink the concept in providing sticky notes that actually stick and stay flat. That would be nice. The dashboard, this is, I'm going frugal, by the way, this year. I was going to do a lot of lamination, but I can't afford it right now. So this is actually a gift paper bag that I, you know, found, I can't even remember where, but I really like the design on it because these are the kind of colors that I like, the peacock blue, and I love peacocks as well. And what I did is that I actually glued it with a spray glue on the page lifter that came with this particular binder. I'm going to show you the other one. Came with 2 page lifters, and they are really, really strong, and they're great because you can write on them. And they provide support because some of the planners are not very structured, so they get to be floppy. When you're trying to write on your knees, you need to have a hard surface. So I glued my piece of paper bag onto it, and then I use packing tape in stripes like this to kind of like laminate it. It's not the greatest job. I mean, I do have a couple of bubbles in there, and then, you know, I punched it with my regular single punch. But what I like about it is that it's a very smooth surface, so post-its actually do stick on this better than most of the dashboards that I've had in the past that had a little bit more of a grit. So this is super, super smooth. Anything I put on this sticks on, so that's great. I'm using it as a dashboard. Then in the back of it, I glued one of those plastic envelopes that I found at Staples. I believe these are the $2, and they are quite useful actually. They are a plastic type envelope, but they come in with a one of those, what you call them, pressure kind of clip, you know, like you just put them, I don't know the name of it, but you get the idea. So what I did, because those little pressure buttons were making bulk, they were actually quite thick, I removed the one that was right here, right? I would say that's the female part of the pressure button, and then I cut out the point right here for the top of the envelope, so that way I get a flat envelope. And use some scrapbooking stickers that I had to write down my initials, and again use the packing tape over it to kind of, you know, laminate it. And I'm using this right now, it's empty, but I plan on using it to put important information, letters, you know, maybe like a you know, receipt, things that I need to keepsake and not lose, those things that I need to file. So I used my glue spray and glued this on the back of my page lifter, so that way it stays flat. I don't have to worry about it. I have another one in pink that I'm probably going to put in the back, but that's what this is for. Now the first section in my planner is the planning section. So here are the sections right here, if you can see them. I have planner, notes, goals, finances, and then there's another one in the back that's called the Q branch, and I'll talk about that in a minute. These are insert dividers from the Recollection brand at Michael's. I think you can find it there. They're basically for the Smashbook. If you Smashbook, you know what I'm talking about. They are sturdy plastic, and they make fantastic page lifters and fantastic dashboards. The only thing is that they came in only with 3 holes, so I had to punch them with my single punch holder, and they do overhang. I could have cut them, you know, over here and push them to the side a little bit, but I actually like the fact that they overhang the way they do, because then when I open my planner I can see my sections right away. So that's my first section, is my planning section. And if you are interested in the inserts that I'm going to show you, I did a video last week about them. The link is down below if you want to get them. I'm selling them on Etsy, but basically it's for now the first 6 months of the year. And my inserts go the monthly first, and I have the same tab that I had last year. This is this month. Then they go by weekly, so this is this week. And then I have today's section right here, which is an old Martha Stewart divider that I reused, actually recycled from last year's planner. So I'm using this so that way I can jump directly to my month, my week, or my daily. Now on this right here, my Martha Stewart divider that says today, what I did is create a cleaning routine for myself. So I have every single day, Monday, Tuesday through Sunday. Then I have a weekly routine. Then I have a monthly routine. And again, I taped it with packing tapes directly onto the divider, and I made a copy of it and put it on this side. So it doesn't matter if I'm on a day that's on the left side of my planner or a day that's on the right side of my planner. I always have visual on my cleaning routine. That's how I stay organized. And this is, you know, just based on the stuff that I know I need to do in my house. Like for instance on today's Sunday, right? Sunday I have to clean the fridge, kitchen counters, dishwasher, 1 load of laundry, and cleaning the master bedroom. And then I can look at the weekly stuff or the monthly stuff and add a particular item, any item that I want. It's laminated with that tape, so if I wanted to, I could use one of those dry erase and just put a check mark on it, but I pretty much know whether or not I'm on track. So that's what I'm doing for daily. Now I'm going to go to a regular blank daily that's empty. My dailies are really, you know, everything that I need. I have my schedule up to 11 o'clock at night from 6 a.m. to 11. I have my water intake, my gym, my prescription. I can write down the food that I eat right here as a food diary. I have my little notes section and my to-do list that's on the top. So yeah, these are the inserts. And then I'm going to show you, but again, I did a whole video on this, so you can check it out. You can check out that video instead of just going through this again. But at the end of the month I have a full billing section and a full expense section, and then I have notes sections that I am using until you get to the next month. So that is my planning section. Again, I have month, week, daily, and then I use, like I said, those little notes. If I need to do a more structured schedule, I would just put that little thing in between. And I have another one. I already planned my entire Monday and Tuesday for next week. So it's based on what's here, but this is a little bit more detailed, I guess. The next one is a note section. So what I'm doing here is just basically collect a whole bunch of different types of paper. These are the Martha Stewart one. This is a little notebook that somebody had sent me as a rack. And what I did was just disassemble it, cut in the middle, and just punch. So I have plenty paper. I have, you know, yeah, I have enough paper to last me for a couple of months. When I want to write notes, if I see something on TV, or if I, you know, think of something in particular, I don't want to forget about it. This is my brain dump, basically. The next section, still using those recollection dividers. This section is my goal section. A lot of it is the same stuff that I had last year. I just combined different sections into one, so some of my home management is in there as well. I have my personal goals, and I scratch off as I go. I have my home goals. Hold on. Yeah. Here are the personal goals. I have my home goals, and then I have what I call my black ops. It's an inside joke. I don't have time to explain, but this is basically, and again, this is the same thing than last year. You know, so all I did really was keep it in the planner. I didn't move it or anything. I just, you know, that's the same thing. This is every single room in my house. Every single one of them has a list of things that I want to do. So if I'm running out of project ideas, I can go to the guest bedroom, and this is the list of things that I want to do in the guest bedroom, and I scratch them off as I go. So that's really helpful to me because it keeps me on track with the things that I need to do in the house. This is my finance section. For obvious reason, a lot of it has been blocked out. What I do in the finance section is that, for those of you who are not aware, I just recently lost my job. So the budgeting right now is very important. I have one of those Martha Stewart plastic sleeve top loading with the little tab right here. And I just did a Excel spreadsheet, very simple, with every single bill that we have and thing that I know are recurring payments on a monthly basis. Then I added, and I'm not going to show you that, but I added a weekly income, then bi-weekly, then monthly, and then calculated all of the expenses, and that pretty much gives me I'm calculating in my YouTube, my Etsy shop, all of these things. So then I have income, expenses, budget, and then the weekly budget here at the end. So that way I know what my budget is on a weekly basis based on all of the expenses that we have for the month. So that's my constant reminder that this is the money that we have to spend on grocery or gas, because these are not, you know, expenses that are the same every single month. So that way I keep track of that. And then same thing that I did last year, I have my Dave Ramsey Snowball with all of my credit cards and bank accounts and anything that needs to be paid on a monthly basis, whether it's a department store, whether it's Best Buy or a regular credit card. And I have the schedule of payment all the way up to the time at which it's going to be paid off. Now you can find this spreadsheet at themoneytree.com. I'll put the link down below so you can find it. And the reason why I'm putting it in there is because every month I kind of check off the, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, you see, I have it as, you know, it starts in February because I finished it in January. So you have every month. So I check off what I paid, and then if I made an additional payment, and it kind of keeps me motivated to do the snowball method of getting rid of your debt. So I have quite a few of those. It's 3 pages altogether that I kind of glued back to back, because some of them we gotta have to pay until 2017, something like that, in order to get rid of our debt. So that's that. Then the next section is my Q branch section, and the reason why it's called that way is because of obvious James Bond related things. And this is everything that I need to survive with my scattered brain. I have all of the bank information. I have all of my bills information, all of my web information, and my Great Challenge information. So I'm just going to show you an empty page as to what it looks like. Basically, this is where I keep all my account number and my passwords. So put the name of the company, let's say PSENG, which is a gas company here in the tri-state area. I have the account number, my login, the password, the telephone number, and the website. And I have that for every single thing that we pay or go to, whether it's Amazon for, you know, a passcode, things like this. And what I do is that I write in ink everything except the password. The password, I write it in pencil. That way I can change my passwords regularly, and I don't have to use whiteout, scratch it, or whatever, because that's what I was doing last year. So this is coming very handy for me. And again, I'm keeping them in categories, that way I can go and jump straight to them. The next one is the medical section. This is where I have all the information about the doctors that we use, the phone number, the address, the fax number, the medical insurance, all of that. And the last one is just a handwritten list, no specific, you know, format, of all of the important phone numbers, just in case the phone is lost and I need to make a phone call. All my important phone numbers are in here. page lifter in the back, and right here there's a big large pocket that has nothing in it, but there's always some kind of like important document that I put in there and eventually file at a later time, and a regular memo pad in case I need to write something and just leave the piece of paper, you know, a note for somebody, whether it's at a store or I need to write something for somebody and give it to them. I'm just using this regular memo pad, and that is that for my planner setup for 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm keeping it real simple. I'm keeping it functional. I wish I had the time to do a whole bunch of decorative things and play around with doodling and things like this. The reality is that I just don't. I don't have the time to do that, so I'm trying to make it as attractive as I can, but also as functional. I can't live without this, you guys. I need to have this with me at all times. Right now, I'm basically, you know, a stay-at-home mom, so it's really, really helpful. When I go back to work, I'm probably gonna remove the password section and bring this with me just in case it gets stolen, or, you know, you have prying eyes, spying eyes, or whatever. I'm wanting to make sure to protect most of the information that I need to protect. But anyway, this was my planner. So this is my Franklin Covey. Now, how am I using this in combination with my Paper Plum Planner? This one I bought on Etsy. If you're familiar with Eric Condren, it's pretty much the same thing but cheaper, which I recommend because I like Eric Condren. I love the colors, but I just can't afford them. I'm not going to pay $80 for Spiral Bound Planner. I mean, you know, it's just I won't. So this one was about $50, and I put a lot of extra inserts in it. It's spiral bound. When you go to Paper Plum Planner, you can just order them as whatever month you want them to start. So if you want them to start next month, you can. She'll give you that plus, you know, all the way up to whatever year you want. So this one started November 2014 and ends in November 2015. So I got a entire year, November to November, and I'm going to show you how I set it up. So I've already done most of my January planning. What I liked about this, and this is the family planner by the way, if you're wondering, is that you can create, let me see if I can show you right here. You can create whatever category you want here on the side. So if you had a family, you could put yourself, your husband, and then any of your kids. You could do home, or you know, you could do home, or you know, bills, whatever. But I'm using it as my Great Challenge blog and YouTube channel. So on top here, I have a category for the blog. I have a category for YouTube. I have a category for Etsy shop. I have a category for earnings, a category for affiliates, a category for marketing, and a category for design. And what I do, and again, this is a week in January that I already pre-planned. I use color coding. I write down whether in the YouTube section or the blog what it is that I'm doing. I'm using purple as filming. I put a orange dot when I need to edit something and a green dot when I need to post. See that? So this would be for blog, this would be for vlog, and then every single day I check number of subscribers, income from YouTube. I do that as well for Etsy, and then I plan things that I need to do for my affiliates. So that's that. And then every month starts with a month on 2 pages. Then you get directly into the weeks, and then for me I added note pages at the end of it. So if I want to write a particular plan of action for a specific video, I can do that. And then I have a checklist here that I use for every single day of the month, and then I write down here whether I blogged, I vlogged, I filmed, I edited, and it kind of gives me an idea of how productive I am with my blog and my business. So this was actually for the month of November. So you see, I just put like little check marks, you know, depending on the day. And you know, so this is what I use for planning my blog. And in the old days, this here used to be added to my Franklin Covey, and it got to be just too bulky. There was too much information. When I was at work and I had my planner with me, I really didn't need to have this with me at all. So this stays on my desk at all time. This accompanies me downstairs, upstairs, but this stays pretty much upstairs so that I can plan in the evening what I'm going to do the following day. And yeah, so that's it. So this was my planner setup for 2015. Comment down below, tell me what you think. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them, guide you. Again, this is a Franklin Covey Boston in Classic. Unfortunately, you can no longer find it in this size, but they do have it on the website as compact size, which is the same thing than the personal size. And I can only encourage you to get a paper planner. Trust me, it's worthy to spend the time to plan your life ahead of time and put everything down on paper, so that way you are not as scatterbrained as I am, and you can actually feel more productive and efficient in your life. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.